Welcome, dear students. We will continue with the third lesson of history, India's internal challenges. We have discussed the situation in Punjab right from 1973 to 1986. We have also learnt about Mizoram. In this part of the lesson, we will continue to deal with the states of Northeast India and also other internal challenges like Naxalism, Communalism and Regionalism. Let's continue with Nagaland. The Naga tribe in northeast India is known as martial tribe, that is, the warrior tribe. This tribe had settled in eastern Himalayas, the Naga Hills, border areas of Assam and Myanmar. Now, Naga National Council was an organization established by the educated Naga youth which demanded for an independent state of Nagaland under the leadership of Anagami Zapu Fizo. Right from the beginning, the Nagas never considered themselves part of India. Even when the Naga National Council declared their independence over Nagaland in 1954, India asserted authority over the state. The Nagas never agreed to join India, and they have been fighting for independence ever since, with both Pakistan and China reportedly at various times supplying the Nagas with arms. In 1955, an armed struggle began. Some 4,000 Indian troops of Assam Rifles were called into this area to put down the uprising. After several rounds of discussions, central government decided to give the Naga majority territory the status of Union Territory. Later, in 1st December 1963, it was made a full-fledged state. Pockets of resistance continued but were small and isolated. There were reports of separatist kind of terrorists, in this case being trained in China and Pakistan. Violence still and calls for more autonomy appear from time to time. But today, the situation is very much under control by the government of India. And the people of Nagaland are happy to be a part of India. Assam. In 1971, Bangladesh Liberation War broke out. During that war, many Bangladeshis came to India as refugees in order to save their lives. It was about 1 crore people entering Assam illegally without any valid documents. The already residing tribes of Assam had clashed with their migrants who were occupying their place. It was then in 1983 that an agitation was staged by all Assam Students Union and Assam Gana Sangram Parishad asking the government to deport illegal Bangladeshi migrants. An accord, that is, an agreement was signed between the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, Central Home Minister Shankar Rao Chauhan and Assamese leader Prafulla Kumar Mohanto in 1985 to deport the illegal Bangladeshi migrants. But in spite of all this, these migrants have not returned back. And the matter of fact is, today their number has crossed over 2 crores. You will find these Bangladeshi migrants even in Mumbai and other parts of the country. These people can be a potential threat to internal security. In 1986, Prafulla Kumar Mohanto of Assam Gana Parishad became the new chief minister, and it was able to establish peace in Assam. There are terrorist activities still active in Assam as in Mizoram and Nagaland. There is unrest among the people of Assam and the Bangladeshi migrants. There is law and order situation in Assam, But overall, the people of Assam are happy to be a part of India today. Arunachal Pradesh. In 1954, NEFA was created. In 1972, it began to be called Arunachal Pradesh. This place is known as the region of rising sun. As the first dawn breaks in Arunachal Pradesh in India, as in case of Japan, which is known as the land of rising sun. On 20th February 1987, it got the status of a constituent state. During the period from 1960 to 2000, Northeast India has progressed towards a more mature democracy. From wide-ranging areas in trade and connectivity and setting up of universities, Guwahati has earned the name of new destination of India's premier hospital chains. We are expecting Northeast to be a surge of global hotel chains. As against these trends, there are weaknesses and threats to be sure, emanating to a large extent from the difficult terrain of this region and lack of quality infrastructure. Many people in these regions are deprived of basic health care, clean water, sanitization, and affordable energy, being vulnerable to natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, landslides, etc. The government is trying their level best to get them in mainstream by providing them employment, education, basic infrastructure, etc. Now some things to ponder upon. Due to the physical appearance of the people of Northeast, they are often teased upon as Nepali or Chinese by the rest of the country. See, unless we make them feel at home and treat them as Indians, we will make things more miserable for them. So, it is a moral duty to refrain from calling them names and treat them instead as Indians. Naxalism. In 1967, oppressed peasants raised their bows and arrows against the feudal landowners at Naxalbari in Darjeeling district in West Bengal. They took charge of their lands, put up red flags to mark their area and declared that area as a free territory. Now feudalism that made up of India's social structure goes way back to the era of Mughal dynasty. In this system, the nobility or the feudal lords, or you call them zamindars, held lands while the peasants were obliged, or rather forced, to live on their land and give them labor and also a share of their produce. Now, the insurgency in Naxalbari. Insurgency means uprising or a revolt. This insurgency inspired all those places where peasants were being exploited by their landlords, and they were known as Naxalite movements. In 2009, Naxalites were active across approximately 180 districts in 10 states of India. Earlier, the Naxalites started with an objective to raise a voice against the exploitation of the farmers by the landlords and distribute it among the tenants. Now raising voice against the exploitation. The intention is quite justified, right? However, later these Naxalites deviated from their objective. They resorted to terrorism. They would create hurdles for the government in the implementation of any welfare scheme. They would create problems to build infrastructure like roads. They would bomb the railway tracks. They were challenging the government by resorting to violent means. They were running a parallel administration in the interior regions of the state. They challenged the democratic system of our country. It was not a simple law and order situation. It was a threat to democracy. Naxalism was a serious challenge to India's internal security. This movement was mainly located in West Bengal. Gradually, it spread to the tribal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Orissa. To the matter of fact, the Naxalites have their own army called People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, that is PLGA. In spite of mobilizing the Indian Army, launching colossal combined army and police counter-insurgency operation with an active participation of paramilitary forces and a brigade of para-commandos in an operation against the Naxalites, Naxalism still continues to be a threat to India's internal security. Communalism. Throughout India's history, religion has been an important part of the country's culture. India practices Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, and Judaism. Now, communalism is a term used to incite strife between people identified as different communities and to stimulate communal violence between those groups. It's a kind of structuring the society on the basis of religion. The concept that my religion is better than the other gives a feeling that the other religion is inferior and should be treated likewise. This is nothing but communal ideology. The British sowed the seeds of communalism through their divide and rule policy. See, India holds a tradition of people of different religions having happily lived together. Being proud of being a Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh or Christian is no crime. You should be proud of your faith. But the problem begins when we think that only our religion is superior as compared to the other religions. Now this is absolutely wrong feeling. This leads to bigotry, that is, prejudiced view towards other religion. Finally, leading to religious fanatism. People become violent when it comes to defend their religious aspect. Even national interest of the country takes a setback. People become suspicious of their compatriots, that is, fellow citizens, who follow different religion. Even celebrating festivals together becomes rare. In such a society, will it be possible to get together and fight for the rights as citizens? Or so on? Definitely no. It becomes very unsafe to survive in the society. A constant feeling of our own religion is not getting adequate importance or facility by the government creeps in. In such a situation, if anyone speaks about other religion or insults the religious symbols knowingly or unknowingly, riots break out. We get over-possessive about a religion. There is a great loss of life and property. Such riots lead to the lack of trust between people in the society. There has to be peace and trust among people of different religions so that unity is maintained. It is said that greatest threat to India is communalism and not corruption. So How do we put an end to communalism? Some simple steps to follow would be: we should mix with people of different religions. In this way, we will get to know about the beauty of their faith also. We can accept good practices of each other like kindness, charity, etc. Let's not mix our economic and social problems with religion. We should also analyze the reasons disturbing religious harmony and work towards building up a nation. Regionalism. We all know that no other country in the world has existed with a broad unity, peace and tolerance as India does. Despite this unity, there are sources of regional conflicts. Regionalism is a strong attachment of one's own region. For example, in India, people identify themselves based on their states, like a Tamilian, a Bengali, a Bihari, etc., more than the identity of an Indian. I am superior to others from the other provinces is termed as excessive regional pride. This is not good at all. Like during 1950s, Union government tried to establish Hindi as national language. Powerful movement came up against this in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, under the leadership of Periyar Ramaswamy. They saw it as an attempt to belittle their own language, culture, history, and attempt to impose North Indian language and culture. Regional imbalance is one of the cause of regionalism. And how is that? Well, some states, say for example, Gujarat, Punjab, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, achieved more progress as they developed economically and industrially. On the other hand, states like Bihar, Odisha, Assam remained backward because they were undeveloped economically and industrially. Now what happens is the states that develop economically can also achieve more progress in other areas like education, health and culture, right? Whereas the states which have not developed fail to provide education, civic amenities, employment, health facilities, but also see the rate of increase in poverty. So the people in these undeveloped states feel cheated. They feel deprived from the benefits of development. In such a situation, will they have any interest in national unity? Will there be an understanding between the states? The situation must be set right. See, for example, people from across the nation come to Mumbai to fulfill their dreams for job, education, better future. Why is that so? Because they know Mumbai or Maharashtra at large has a great deal to offer. Now the question is, if they had all these facilities back in their own regions or states, would they have crossed the borders of the state? Definitely no. Also, when people migrate to developed states, these people really work hard to achieve success. So the people in the developed states should not look down on people from underdeveloped state or make them feel that they don't belong there. We often see people unnecessarily glorifying their local traditions and culture to prove their uniqueness. How will this attitude help in national unity? Won't it fuel the fire on regionalism? If we need to tackle regionalism, we need to reduce the imbalance in development. If facilities of infrastructure, employment, education, health are provided in every state, people will feel accepted and they will not migrate for better opportunities to other states. Feeling of superiority of developed states will reduce considerably. So apart from major issues like Naxalism, communalism and regionalism, we are also facing the problem of population, which has its impact on transport, job opportunities and so on. Cleanliness, which directly affects our health, poverty, housing, food and the issues of farmers being exploited or killing themselves has become a norm. We are trying to overcome all these issues and making progress slowly and steadily. So students, in this lesson, we have learnt about the internal challenges faced by India and efforts made by the government to overcome them. Now, you read your textbook so that you understand the concepts well. Hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you.